Welcome back for this episode number 45 here on the Learn Flute podcast. I'm Rebecca Fuller, your host and expert of all things flute related, and the instructor on the website learnfluteonline.com, where you can find literally hundreds and hundreds of learning videos and other materials all set in perfect learning order for your success. Today we're going to talk about a certain little rose bush and what that means. Let's get started.
You can do it, and Rebecca will show you how, step by step all along the way. Introducing the Learn Flute podcast.
Well, hello. I'm excited you're here today because I thought of something this morning as I went to record this episode that I think has been on the back of my mind for quite a few years, and I would just love to let it out now. I think you'll enjoy this. I live in a mountainous community near a beautiful city nestled in a valley. We have hills, mountains, lakes, horses, countless hiking trails, and some of the best snow skiing around. My side of the mountain is lush, green, and absolutely gorgeous almost all year long. We have 4 different seasons, and it's incredible. One thing that we also have in the little city here is a beautiful opera house. Now, the man who is in charge and over all of the opera festivals and the operations here, his name is Michael Ballum. He's a wonderful guy and a very talented artist who is extremely driven and intent on keeping the arts alive, especially in our community. Now, every year, he hosts a really large opera festival where for weeks on end we have famous shows and musicals and Broadways being played daily in the most beautiful opera house and theater center. More than once in my time living here, I've heard Michael speak, and he gives an amazing presentation on the arts and its importance. And I guess I could mention to you friends here that it always makes me cry. It touches me right at the core, and I totally get what he is doing. The last time I heard him speak, my husband happened to be with me, and Michael was speaking about the struggles that he had in getting funding, including city funding, to help the cause and to help upkeep this gorgeous building, since actually the city owns the building now. Now, if you can imagine here for a minute with me, it's one of those old opera houses, and it's large and gorgeous, and when you walk in, it has that dark fuchsia pinky red carpet and gold trim everywhere. The ceiling is so ornate and the walls are hand carved and painted with the most beautiful decorative flowers and roses. Well, every single inch of it is beautified. When you sit and wait for a show to begin, it's just a feast for your eyes. Now, besides that, everyone I know attends. Many people have season tickets to every single show that comes. Now, even though it's a smaller community, we still appreciate the Broadway shows and the high-level musical theater opportunities that are brought here. Well, anyway, Michael was telling everyone a story about when he was petitioning the city council here in order to acquire some funding to restore the building. Now, the city council was complaining that about the cost and how they needed to have the funding go towards demolition to create a parking lot in its place because the building didn't really make anybody any money. I, of course, cannot tell the story nearly as well as he can because, first of all, when he tells it, it lasts about an hour. But the gist of it is this. Just at the moment when he was sure he was going to lose all funding and the program for the arts here would go downhill because of loss of the building, a woman stood silently in the back of the room. And she was well in her years. I think he said she was 90 plus or something like that. Well, anyway, she stood and said, "Can I speak for a moment, please?" And once the room quieted down and they allowed her the floor, she began speaking about her flower garden at her home and how she spent days on end taking care of and caressing her rose bushes. She pointed out the fact that there were also flowers and rose bushes outside the city office building. She then told the council that those roses didn't make anybody any money, but they were there for a different purpose. They were there to give beauty, calmness, and life to an otherwise sterile environment. She spoke of the beauty of the Opera House and how much work and love and care was put into upkeeping that building since the year 1923. Now, although the Opera House was actually standing as a theater since before even 1912, and then it burned down then, the current Opera House was built in its place with painstaking detail. Now, to take a page from its book of history, it reads, "From 1923 through the 1930s, the Capitol Theater played host to many well-known famous entertainers, including Abbott and Costello, John Philip Sousa, the Marx Brothers, as well as George Burns and Gracie Allen." Now, it seems that something this historic and beautiful as this would be worth restoring and saving, just as is the rose bush in the garden. Someone cared. In fact, almost everyone cares when beauty is put into the spotlight. That ugly green paint that once covered the building was scraped, and the incredible gold leafing was restored. And oh goodness, I just love attending the shows there. Now, the reason I tell you this story today here on this audio is because I want you to remember the importance and purpose of music and the arts. And what you're doing here today is actually so vital to our mental health and wealth. Music comes from the soul, as does beauty. Just the fact that you're here listening today lets me know that you are also an advocate for the rose bushes in life. We feel the need to have our souls watered with style, delicacy, elegance, and grace, no matter our walk of life or location. And it is awesome. I commend your efforts and I love you for it. I hope you've had time to come to LearnFluteOnline.com membership area and get your lesson today. Remember the rose bush. It starts out small and then it grows into an incredible attraction as it is refined. Now remember, there are levels ranging from the brand new beginner all the way to the advanced level with lessons all prepped and ready for you in between. Let me know how you like this audio and your feelings on the rose bush. I'll be interested and I would love to continue the conversation for sure. If you're listening to this on the website page with the URL learnfluteonline.com/045, then this is a great place to leave your comment or question. I read every single one. That's it for today. We'll be back again next time. We'll see you then.
Thanks for listening today. Remember that this is where people of all ages, such as you, can come, learn, and play the musical instrument flute in an easy-to-follow, organized manner, and in the privacy and comfort of your own home, on your own schedule.